God. Well, it's the next morning and I fixed my tire yesterday afternoon. Wow, this thing is so damn bright. Why is it so bright? Maybe it needs an ND filter, I don't know. But if I'm going to ever put this carpet in, I got to get out here and do it. These are just those things that are kind of like really unnecessary, but for me, they are kind of necessary. Oh, let's see if I get some more light back here. It's not even hot today, but I can feel a little bit of a heat accumulating up there. Let me put this box up here on the top. Get it out of my way. This carpet here is about 6 feet wide from side to side. It will cover almost everything back here. I'll go ahead and take this plastic off. This stuff's a pain to lay out. I mean, it's nothing really hard. It's just a pain. It's just tedious and a little bit of a pain. Oh, come on. So now I don't even know which way to start with this because it's just going to have to, just got to kind of fight it. Last time I just built it with with two pieces, a piece up front. So I'm gonna try to lay this one out all in one piece. Should do this outside. Yep, I gotta get out and do this outside. Pain in my ass. All right, so you can see I've cut the two pieces in half. So I've already got the other piece laid out in the truck. Take my shoes off, it's so sandy out here. I've even got sand all in my truck before I even get started. So you can see I've got this little piece here laid in, and like I said, the bed, once you pull it up and out, it'll slide all the way out to here, to the end of this here, right here. So it will always be under there. It may not cover all the way out to the edges over here, but nobody's going to ever stand in that area over there, nor in this area over there. So I'm gonna get the center of this thing the best I can, put it right down the middle here. You can see what I'm doing here is this is my little closet door over here. All I got to do is cut a little small slit in it right there. So now you can see I've got it laid flush with the step down up here in the front. It runs across to the door. It tucks into the closet. Back here in the back, I've got it where it just lays down. And then as far as under the refrigerator right there, I can probably just take my knife and give it one little quick trim right across there. And that should be good. Just cut this little tab off right here, and I can do that by doing this right here. Cut it with the scissors. That's jam up. I mean, don't get any easier than that. And all I got left over on this side is a little remnant. Now move around to this side and kind of do the same thing. You can see it's done pretty good. All I got left to do now is just cut across that little section right here. In fact, if you pull this drawer out, all I got to do is come over here and cut a little slit down right here, because that folds in and that folds in. Cut a little slit this way. Look at that, like a glove. So I got, the only ugly spot I got is right there in that little corner, a tiny little bit, but that ain't gonna hurt nothing. So now all I've got to do is put the drawer back in here, and you'll never see it because the drawer will. There you go. So see, now the drawer's in. Like I said, the only spot that I kind of jacked up a little bit was that little corner right there. I took a little too much off, but hey, that looks good. All I gotta do now is take it and lay the new piece right here in the middle in the front, and that won't take too long. I'll be done here shortly. Now the front's gonna be a little bit more aggravating because, you know, I could take the seats out. It's only 4 bolts. It wouldn't really be that hard, and then I could actually just slide them to the back. I mean, just take the bolts out, slide them to the back, and it would make my life so much more simpler. I'm tempted to do it. Tempted to do it. Because this is going to be a little bit of a pain right here. I might just go ahead and do that. It won't take but 20 more minutes and it'll look a whole lot better. And as far as removing the seats, this thing is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, it's just 2 bolts in the front, and they're not in there very hard. And then 2 bolts in the back, and then back here in the back you got 2 more. Oh boy. Well, I think I just caused myself some headache. This airline right here is mounted to the seat, and on the bottom side of it, you can see right there, somewhere that went to the bottom, and I don't know if I broke it or what. All I did was lift it up slightly, and I lifted up slightly, and maybe I just broke the hose off of it. I can't see the other end of it, and when I look down through the hole, it's just dark. There's an O-ring that goes on this. Maybe it's just the fitting that screws onto it. I have no idea. Still got the factory carpet down here. You can see there's moisture under here, and that's always been a little bit of a problem. Every time it rains or something like that, I get moisture. The carpet at one point used to feel real wet. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. And it's kind of been an ongoing problem ever since this truck was brand new. But you can see under here, it's pretty darn rusty from the moisture. But, and the reason that's a problem, now I gotta take this cover off out here to get to see what I can see. Because if you look under the bottom, you also can't see because the muffler's right here. And because the muffler's there, they got a heat shield. So now I got to remove this damn heat shield to be able to see what the hell's going on the other side of it. So yeah, my little 20-minute job just turned into this. Help. So now let me go get a, I don't know, was that an 8mm, 10mm? Start taking that heat shield off. I'm finally back to square one to laying the carpet down. You can see I've removed the seats and I've re-vacuumed it all out. And again, you can see how nice and clean the factory carpet up here is. Yeah, this carpet here has kind of got a grayish tint to it. And it's actually got a little bit of a bluish tint to it. But it'll be alright. I'd rather have the dark gray like I had the last time, because if you get grease on your shoes, it's not going to show up. I have a feeling this one here is not going to last as long. But that's it right there. So all I got to do right here is cut a little slit right there. And where'd my scissors go? And that should be able to slide over the gear shifter now. And slide it back down to where it was at. I've got the gear shifter cut in, and the only mistake I just got now is just push it up to the front up here and trim it out around the front and then around the side of the door and the side of the door over there, and I'm pretty much done. But I did make one mistake when I initially cut that hole for the carpet to slide over it. You can see right here I got a little bit of a hole right there. I cut it a little bit too wide, but I'm just going to put another little piece of carpet underneath it and push it back to it, and you should never be able to see it. So finish this up and let me get these seats back in, and I can be done with this. All right, there's the 4 holes for the seat to plug into right here. 4 holes over here. There's the fitting there for the airline to come through, and the carpet's all in, and it's in here in the back as well. So that's about it. There's a little bit of extra up there on the corner. I just got to tuck that under. I can just take that. It's real easy to tuck in. All you got to do to tuck that in, all you got to do is take a little knife and just push it down under there, and it tucks straight in. Whew, it's gotten a little bit hot. This is a job that I said I was going to do in the fall or the spring, or possibly even in the winter time. And I've been wanting to do it now for about 4 months, and today was the day to do it. Thank God it wasn't blistering hot. So all I got to do now is put the chairs back in and put the 4 bolts back in, hook the airline back up, and I should be done. Wasn't too bad of a job, but it's finished, almost finished. Well, everything is put in and everything is done. I've got the front finished, nice and neat and clean. The back is done nice, neat and clean. Here, I'll show you. So here's the back, and up here's the front. It's trimmed off. I should have got a little extra and just loosened up those little things right there and tucked it under, but the last one never moved because of the way this backing is. It almost sticks on it, almost like Velcro. And then the bottom down here is everything's clean. Everything's nice and clean under the seats down here. Everything is nice and clean under there. It's all cleaned up around the gear shifter. So now all I got left to do is, that's about it as far as that. I still got to fix my slider on my trailer and look at that slack adjuster. And outside of that, I'll be done with everything that I said I was going to get done. Anyway, so yep, I'm happy with my new carpet. The only thing I'm not happy with it is it's a lighter gray, as my last one was this color right here. I don't know if you can see it. My last one was this color and it had this type of texture on it, and it was a dark gray. And so when I stepped on the fuel islands, and if I did get some diesel on my foot, it didn't show up. Whereas this one down here, I was just telling the wife that today, it's a lighter gray, and the first time I get in the fuel island and get diesel on my foot and hop in the truck, it's going to leave a big black mark. But it should be all right. It should be all right. Next time Costco has these things, I'll buy me a couple rolls of it. I've been keeping my eyes open, and I think I put the last one in here about 1.5 years or 2 years ago, and it lasted a long time. And I kept checking every time I seen it, and I seen them have it one other time, and the only color they had was this gray, or they had a tan. So I ended up just going with the gray. I bought this one just in case they never had it again, and so far they've never had it again. But that was my job for the day.